Okay, hey y'all. I'm going to paint over this background that I did a while back. This is 18 by maybe 24-ish. I'm looking at a painting I did that was a lot smaller. I'm just going to try and aim for some similar composition because I really like that. I got the colors out and I just thought I would share, and then I will post a link for this to all of my subscribers. This is what I do whenever I say I'm stealing from myself, because this is my painting, my composition, my colors, all of that stuff. And I'm just doing it on something bigger because I liked it a lot. And I honestly think I did it on something even smaller way back because I just like it. I really like these colors. And this background was just something I did for fun. So we're just painting over it. I had a bunch of bubble wrap and stuff in there, so there'll probably be some really good textures. So this one has lots and lots of different opaque colors on it, and I've already put them out. Mostly I'm using Acryl Gouache by Liquitex, and then a couple of Nova colors that are also in opaque. The first one I used was Cerulean Blue, and then this one is Phthalo Turquoise. And there's just a bunch of different areas where I'll go in and I'll do different marks later. But for now, I'm just putting down paint in some of the areas that I see it from the last painting. Just stealing my own composition. And it won't be exact because that's not as free and fun for me. So I just like to have kind of an idea of where I liked the things before. The next color I had was a lime green. I'm just using this dry brush. I'm probably going to have to get more. I have this lime green from Liquitex Acryl Gouache. Really, really like that color. Got it in some of that blue. I'm going to rinse that off just a minute. And some of the last touches are going to be lime green. So right now it's not a ton. And there's already some lime green on my canvas. So I don't know if y'all hear me messing up those words, but I just said something that's not even a word. Then I have this Acryl Gouache that's sort of like a salmon color. I'm going to see what it's named. It's named Peach. And you have to comment on this video and tell me if you say salmon or salmon, because there's different people in different areas of the country that say it differently. And they seem to get a little more upset than I would assume that anyone ever would over that, because who cares? But alas, it is the age of the internet fights, and I see them all the time. I'll have to put some more of that on. And I think the color I used was a mixture of this and something else, so I'll probably go back in and change this a little bit because it's not as salmon as it is peach, which is probably why it's named Peach. But for my first little layer of this redo, it's going to be perfect. And you can see I'm using the brush real loose, way at the end of the handle, and just making it real haphazardly on the canvas, because that's what I like. I think I'll throw down some of this white and purple and then let some stuff start to dry. I'm wetting this brush a little bit. This purple is also a Liquitex color. I love it. Like a lavender color. It's Acryl Gouache. It's my favorite right now. I'm on a kick. I don't know about y'all, but once I like something, then the next thing you know, I'm using it for days. And I think later in some of this painting, I'm going to be using some inks. And some of that's purple, but for sure I used Brilliant Purple, Liquitex Acryl Gouache. So I'm using some in this one too. Down here it looks like I used something darker, but for now I'm just going to put some down because we need layers anyway. And then we can change it as we go. So y'all have to comment on these videos for people to see them more. So why don't you tell me what your favorite style to paint is and what your most sold type of painting is, because those two do not correlate in my life, and I'm curious if they correlate in your life. So botanicals will sell all day. I could probably be pretty wealthy if I just sat and painted botanicals all day. Not wealthy, but you know, not a starving artist. And I'm tired of painting them, so I don't. What I like to paint is this, and this doesn't sell as easily unless it's in a gallery where people that really appreciate abstract art are going. And a lot of people, especially I'm from some pretty rural areas in the towns that I live in. I think I've told y'all before. There's not a ton of people that their home's aesthetic would lend itself to something like this. So right now I'm just using a heavy body, really cheap white paint to put some white in some of the areas that I see on my initial painting. We'll go back over this and we'll change it up a little bit, but yeah, tell me what you like to paint and tell me what sells and makes you money. Since I still have some of this white, I'm just going to make a couple of extra little colors. We can cover this later. But I didn't scale this to size in an app like I do sometimes, so it's already at, in this app, I think it's at 11 by 14. And a lot of times I'll scale it to what looks like this one might be 18 by 24 or 24 by 30, something like that. I'm just eyeballing it, and I'm not great at that. So for now, I'm just putting some of these other colors down. And then I'll throw some of the black on there too. And then I'm going to let this dry. Other things you can comment is if you want to have me join your art Facebook group or follow you or whatever, let me know, and I will. At least while I'm not getting 100 requests a day, I would be happy to. It might get to the point where I don't have time to go back and do all that, but for now, y'all are in the process of growing with me, so I think it'd be cool. And I've bought a lot of art from my students and from my subscribers, so it might be something that ends up being profitable for you. I just got 3 watercolor paintings from, they're little minis, from Mary Murray, one of my students. Super cool, beautiful. Want to learn from her. I'm going to do a Zoom with her on my channel thing because I have an unlimited one. And a lot of people want to learn to paint like her, including me. So there's just a lot of connecting. I've bought art from all over the world, from famous artists, from budding artists, from completely amateur artists like me that took my class, and just stuff that I like. If I've bought any of your art and you're watching this, tell me about it. And this is what we call, in the art world, the absolute messy, messy middle. And it's fun to see this and to see the after results too. And I'm going to go for, like I said, what my composition is on my other painting. Similarly, but I like to keep it real loose. I don't want it to be planned. I'm going to just do one more little bit of this phthalo turquoise in a couple spots because I'm covering some of that muddy mess that I made. I was just intuitively painting and not letting it dry between layers while I was on a tutorial call, not a tutorial, a sort of an art coaching call with Pamela J. Bates. And I knew it wasn't going to be a finished piece, but it was just opening up and letting my soul just wing it. And that's really fun and really good for you and helps you remember to keep loose and stuff. So I suggest that. I use her. I've hired her. I've hired Allison North out of Greenville. I've done business coaching with Jenna Cast from Wisconsin, and with Suzanne Allard, who was my first art teacher from right now Virginia. I say right now because a couple of her videos she mentions she's living in Florida. But what I'll do is once I get through with this and I have it where I love it, I might record the whole process. I'll try. Sometimes I'm forgetful. But if I can record the whole process, I'll offer it up to my subscribers for free. And maybe you guys can try and paint something like this too. And pick your own colors or choose these colors or whatever. Doesn't matter to me. It's just something that's fun. When you're first starting, copying people is fine. Just don't sell it or promote it or whatever, because I think that's frowned upon highly. I see people knocking off my friends that are already really successful artists, and I get all defensive for them. I'm like, don't do that. Come up with your own thing. That's her thing. And so I know y'all see it too. You got to learn somehow. So copy people for a while and then copy yourself. Because that's what I'm doing right now. This is my painting that I'm copying. And I think I have all of the really muddy areas kind of covered. If there's a teeny bit of white, I'll throw some more of that on here. I'm just getting all that paint off this palette because you know it goes to waste because it dries so fast. But we're still working within the same framework and colors. And you'll see that this messy middle part at least is giving you an idea of where we're headed next. Okay, so I'll stop for that there now. And this is kind of what we're going for, something similar to this. And this is where we are now. And we will come back once this dries and look and see what else we can do. But yeah, comment on my videos. It helps the algorithm somehow. I don't understand all of that. I'm 52. I'll be 53 next month. But help me comment. I think if you like it or comment on it, and if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Instagram, all that stuff helps me. And it costs nothing. And so I give out tons of free content for y'all to do that. I'm just scratching it with a palette knife. All right. And we'll be back soon. Have a great day.